Hey everyone, this is Judi with JLBCrafts. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, thank you so much for giving me a try. This video I'm going to be setting up the week of May 9th through the 15th in my vertical planner that I use as a catch-all planner. And the theme I'm going to go with comes to us from the Facebook group that I'm one of the admins of, that HPTNT, Happy Planning Tips and Tricks. You don't have to have a happy planner. We have all kinds of different, across our admin group, we have lots of different styles of planners that we use. And when we were picking the theme for this, when we pick themes, we look at what some of the more obscure, crazy, wacky holidays are. And there was one for this week that was Up All Night. And so that took us in two different directions. An all-nighter, which would be like, I remember pulling all-nighters in college to study for a big test or to get a big lab report done. All-nighters can be like pub crawls. They can be sleepovers with your teenage friends. They can be, whatever you think of when you think of, it could be staying up all night to stargaze. So all-nighter, and then that leads us to blackout, but not just a blackout spread. Blackout style, and I was pretty specific when I wrote it that way because I wanted to show you that you can do a blackout style spread in different ways. You don't have to use black paper to do a blackout spread. So where I'm going is, then I thought about what florals could I put on a blackout spread that would show up. And this particular, the Realistic Florals book by Volume 2 by kellofaplan has several pages of florals that are paper with a colored background. And so Mojo JoJo Plans has a book that's got black ones like these, which, so easy peasy, put these with the black outlines on a black piece of paper, right? But I want to buckle your seatbelt, we're going to get more complicated than that. So I picked these florals with this peachy background, or not peachy, it's kind of halfway between pink and purple. And I have this scrapbook paper pad, which I got quite some time ago at Joann's, but I've noticed over the years that the Joann's scrapbook paper pads don't change super often. And I found a couple different pieces, and these are all two-sided. So I found a couple different pieces of paper in here that match, or at least go with, this background. So one of them is this one. Those of you that have followed me for a long time, you know green is my favorite color, and it really matches well, the greens in these florals. And there's also, well, that one would work too. There's also, it's not in this scrapbook paper pad, it's actually in a different one. But there was I've had one that went with the pinks. And I asked my artist husband to weigh in on this, and he felt that the green made these stickers pop better, which is good news to me because I love green. Green's my favorite. So this is very dark. It's got a very subtle pattern. You can see it clearly on the camera. And these stickers are just gonna pop so well on this paper. So I am going to do a blackout spread, and I did do a pen test. I erased it, but white pen shows up great on this paper. It's dark enough. So first thing I'm gonna do is cut out my 2 pages out of this. And there is, like I said, it's double-sided. So if I hadn't wanted to use up both sheets of paper, I could have done just the left-hand side of my dashboard, but I don't tend to use these, so I'm fine with going ahead and using both pieces of paper. So what I do want to do though is try to cut it out in a way where I can save some of these. So I need 9 1/4 tall. That's basically going to take all of these out of the equation. And I do want to cut off the part that's got the hole punched. And then I need 7 wide. So that's going to save me a few. A few of these will still be usable. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started with my big paper trimmer here, cutting these down to size, and I'll be back. Saving my scraps, of course. These, since there's only partials there, I'll probably go ahead and use these for pen tests and whatnot. So there we go. There's what my pages look like. Excellent. So I'm going to move all my Post-it notes over. We are going on a road trip for most of the following week, so things have slid later in the week, just so I have everything done right before we leave. So this is what I have so far. So lots of times when I do a blackout style spread, I don't even draw the grid on. But I found, I did some pen tests to pick some kind of halfway between purple and pink pens. And I found several. And this acrylograph right here, the Wisteria, matches those stickers so exactly that I thought I would, for a change, put the stickers, the decoration on the page, and then draw my grid kind of coming down and attaching to the background on those stickers. So let me go ahead and do quick pen testing though on one of these scraps of paper, just to show you. So this one is, it's called Colnk, C-O-L-N-K. I got a set of these off of AliExpress, so I don't really have a link for you. But they're the bingo markers and they're kind of metallic. So there's one end and that does need to dry. And then the other end is a very, very floppy brush tip. So I can use it to write May. It's already drying a little bit though. So not super juicy. I have this pink tool pen in the metallic color, which works pretty well and looks decent. One of the things I encourage you to do when you're using pens like these is test them and let them dry, because sometimes, and this is a metallic jelly roll. I don't know why I was writing tool again. Sometimes as they dry, the color kind of leaches out and you end up with nothing but silver. And then this is the acrylograph. If I could spell acrylograph. So definitely the darkest. I'm gonna go ahead and use the acrylograph for sure to draw in my grid, and then possibly to do more like days of the week and stuff. Oops. So my next step is going to be deciding where I want the florals to go. And I'm kind of thinking, I'm debating with myself, do I want to try to use up this entire page? I definitely want a lot. Like I said, I want to connect the grid lines to it. So I'm going to go ahead and grab out my wax paper and we're just going to start playing with placement. So, and you'll see here how big these are with their outlines. Not quite wide enough to go all the way across the page. And I need to decide, do I want I think I want them right side up. So one of the things I was toying with was, if I put these all the way across the bottom, it leaves me a little bit short. So I could come out to this corner and not have anything where the discs are. Or I can use one of these others to kind of bridge the gap between the discs. And that way, so if I kind of come to there and I use this one, oops, and I ripped it, of course. Of course I ripped it. Come to this corner with this one. Then that leaves me a gap around the discs. I can come here between the discs. There's a little bit of overlap though. Then the other option I have would be to come sideways with them. But I don't like how much of my Saturday that takes up. It takes up almost all of my Saturday. So I definitely think it needs to go this way. So I just need to decide, do I want to try to bridge this gap somehow? All right, so we're gonna try this. I kind of want to keep a little bit of an outline around this floral. So I'm gonna go ahead and trim. I don't like this sharp corner. So I'm gonna just try to hand trim it to give it a little bit more of a rounder appearance. And then I'm gonna use one of these two florals to bridge that gap to the edge of the page. I think this greenery coming right up to maybe this floral is gonna look okay. So let's round this corner a little bit. I don't like that sharp edge. Just gonna round that off a little bit. I'm gonna start this one right here in this corner. And I think my goal is gonna be to go ahead and have florals all the way across the bottom of both pages. Okay, and now if I try to connect to this one, I actually need to, I wanna try to slip this under so that it looks like, yeah, that greenery connects right across there. And I actually think I need to slide it all the way under so that the two purple layers connect. There we go. That work looks okay. It's a little kludgy, but I think actually it's not super noticeable. So, all right, so there's one side done. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That's not too bad. Okay, so now I have this as a corner sticker I can put somewhere like up here or up over there, or I can use it to help complete this side. So for this side then, yeah, so for this side I think I want to go ahead and do that kind of interwoven linking of the stickers on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this one down in this corner. If I slide this one under a little bit, that doesn't look bad at all actually. Now I have two nice corners I can use somewhere else. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab my single hole punch and punch these two spots out so I don't forget. This is the Crop-A-Dile single hole punch. I always have this linked in the description box. Oops, and I'm losing post-it notes. Post-it notes are flying. Okay. So that's great. That is going to be fun. That I can draw my grid right up to that. All right, so I don't draw the grid on very often, but when I do, this is the way I like to do it. So I take an old vertical page and I use something called, in this particular case, this is a nail polish dotting tool. I will link this in the description box as well. It's basically you dip it in nail polish and then you use it to make designs. But I like it because it's just got different sized rounded ball ends that you can use to make dents. So, and I learned the hard way to make sure and put something on my desk, otherwise I end up with little dents all over my desk. But what I'm going to do, and I don't use these pages because then I'll end up with dents on this this sheet, and I don't want that. I use a old scrap page. And I make my dents. I'm gonna have to move all these anyway because I won't be able to dent through them. So I'm gonna line this up with my page and make dents at the corners of the boxes. And that will show me where then I need to draw my boxes. So I'm gonna speed this up, but I just, like I said, I just make a little dent, press really, really, really hard anywhere that I need to draw a line. All right, I didn't do the bottom because I know I'm going to hit the florals on all of them. But can you see that shadow, that little dent right there? So that tells me then where I need to draw my line. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other page. Just flip this over. Yes, this is one of my pages that I use for testing, swatching, and whatnot. So this is just a spare page. So any page will do. Just keep in mind that if you use your good page, you are going to end up with dents that go through to the other side, and you don't want that. So okay, perfect. That's enough dents. And then the next thing we're going to do, get all this stuff out of the way, is I'm going to grab a straight edge and I'm going to go ahead and use my acrylograph then to connect the dots. So I can see my dent, my dent, my dent. In this case, since I went all the way across the bottom, I know I just want to go ahead and go all the way to the floral design. So I'm going to speed this up while I draw in my entire grid. What I'm going to do though is stop each time, try to lift my ruler straight up and wipe the edge of it so that I don't end up with ink smears all over the place. There we go. That looks awesome, and it matches almost exactly the stickers. So if you do want a grid on your page, you absolutely can put a grid on your page. So I'm going to go ahead and do this side as well. Same thing, right down to the stickers. I did accidentally go a little too high on that one. So while it's wet, just give it a little bit of a wipe, hit it with an eraser, and it should come right off. If you wait for it to dry, it'll still erase, but not as well. So there we go. And as you can see, I am getting quite a bit off of my ruler as I wipe it, so definitely want to take the time to wipe it between each line. All right, so far so good. It looks nice and dark and romantic so far. I'm loving it. So it's not a blackout spread per se, it's a blackout style spread. So next order of business is figuring out what I want to do for days of the week and dates. And so I have a couple different options. I can draw them in with these pens that I chose. I have clear black stickers. As you can see, those are a little hard to see. I have white stickers, but I don't know if I want to put white on this spread. So I'm toying with the idea of grabbing one of these pens and writing everything in. So, and I'm leaning toward that. So I think that's what I will do. So I'm just going to go ahead, maybe with the acrylograph itself, and put in, print my Monday through Sunday and my numbers. So I'm going to go ahead and do that next. And it helps if you spell Monday right. Oh my gosh, that did not take long. Got it while it was wet. Grab a little eraser, and then when I put the N that should have been there right over top, you're not even going to be able to tell. Mistakes happen. If you're going to do this by hand, it helps if you are using the grid. Take your time, go slow, think about if it's a really wide day of the week, wide word, in which case you want to start a little further to the left, try to make your letters just the tiniest bit skinnier, or if it's a short one, in which case you're going to want to start closer to the center. It's not going to be perfect, but the point isn't that it's perfect. The point is that it's cohesive and balanced and it's going to look good. So the only thing I think I don't want to do with the acrylograph is write May. I think I want to go ahead and brush the letter May on. Hopefully my pen doesn't dry out too much. But before I do that, I want to try to find a spot. So as I'm looking at this, I'm feeling like this last truncated section of boxes is actually going to be perfect for my fact of the day. So what I'm going to do is just keep this acrylograph handy throughout the week, and I'll write my fact of the days right down here. I'm not even going to use boxes. That's going to be just fine. And for those of you that don't know, my fact of the day is just, I started doing it at the beginning of COVID. It's just a little tidbit, a little something that caught my attention. It can be a personal fact. It can be, you know, obviously anything in the news, some little milestone that, you know, struck you personally, whatever you want it to be. So, but those I will just write down here. So let me go ahead. I was given this a chance to dry, so I can come over here. Actually, before I put that on, I want to try to use these two corner pieces of sticker. This one is quite a bit smaller, so I'm thinking I will come over here with it. Maybe right there, since I don't have a ton going on, or I could come here. This one I know I want to come right up here with it. Hi, Kelsey. And it is going to cover up my Monday though. That's the only problem. So maybe I do want this one. Is this one going to cover up Monday? It is. But if I just chop a little bit, sacrifice a little bit of it. Hi, Calcifur. I can just cut, oh my gosh, it's not that much. It's not even ½ inch of sticker I could cut off. Or this one, I'm going to have to sacrifice quite a lot more of that one. So let's go ahead and just put this one here. Make it straight versus the top edge of the page. Now I know where I need to write my May. But before I do that, let me get this out of my way. Let's see. Yeah, I think here, I don't want to go clear up there. I think it'll still look pretty balanced if I come to here. And then I can use these other little pieces of sticker throughout the spread as well to help bring more balance to the page. So, and I think I want to go all the way to the edge of the page. Awesome, so that's that. So let's write in May, and then I'll go ahead and grab a stencil and do my food box. We can look and see what other stickers there might be as well to use from this book. So, oops, wrong end. So I did practice writing a May there, so it helps me with where I need to start. My pen is dry. These are pretty cheap pens, which is another reason why I probably won't specifically link them. I'll just tell you they are from AliExpress. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and grab my stencil and draw in, and so I can write in my days of the week for food. So there are 7 holes on this stencil, so I know I can fit, ooh, that was a close one. I know I can fit my 7 days of the week, so I am gonna go ahead and just use the acrylograph again. A little crooked, that's okay, I don't mind. So let's see what other stickers we have in here. Other than these 4, which I can cut in half and use, paper sticker wise. Okay, so we got some boxes here. So I definitely want to write a lot with the acrylograph. The nice thing about the acrylographs is they write on paper as well. So, oh, where John works Wednesday and Thursday. I don't know, oh, there it went. Which is why I have my Post-it note turned sideways to tell me 2 days. So, and I definitely want to stick with this soft background pink color. I got some to-do boxes. Those might be fun to use. Oh, there's 2 of them. Okay, let's use these to-do lists. I got the 2 in that perfect background color. So I think I'm going to put 1 here because this week's kind of full. Let's just do it. And then for this one, I want to do my manicure like right before we leave. So probably Saturday. And I like to have a to-do box on Friday, but this is starting to be just a little bit crowded. So, but he's going to have a work sticker there. Let's put it here. I want to use the one that matches. And since these are these pop so well on this spread, I don't even feel like I need to add action words. So I'm just going to let them stand as dotted like that. Let's pick a couple manicure boxes. So the cool thing is then I can write right on there with my acrylograph pen. Oh, I gotta fit kitties on here too. For work, I think I want a couple of these small boxes. I think I want the eye doctor in a box. This size box on there. So the whole fun of a blackout spread or a blackout style spread is that you get to write on it with a fun pen that shows up over the dark paper. So I don't want to put too many boxes on there, but I did put this one on and I don't want it to be the only box. So kind of what I'm thinking is, this is Hubby's eye appointment. Hubby works these 2 days. So I'm going to put Hubby's stuff on the paper boxes, and then I will leave the rest of the stuff that's more driven by me. So even though some of the errands and things like putting the garbage cans out or whatever is for Hubby to do, I kind of track that. So I'm going to put all the stuff that I specifically deal with then right on the page, and kind of like these, leaving the impression of boxes. So I'm going to put his 2 work. He works Wednesday and Thursday, so I'm going to go ahead and put those right up here at the top as paper boxes. of that right color. These are the smallest ones that come, and that is so weird. Those are 2 different sizes. I don't want 2 different sizes. Is there another one of those super small? This one maybe? Nope. All right, so that's just a one-off weird box. I'm gonna take that back off and switch it to one that matches size-wise. And that's where I'll write in then that Hubby works. And then for my manicures, like I said, I'm kind of making those a little later in the week. So what I've thought I would do is kind of give the impression of the box by using a bullet point and a nail polish bottle. So let's go ahead and do bullet point, and I have my nail polish bottles. Let's go ahead and go with this lavender color again. And then there, that's where I can write that info in. Same thing over here. Okay, so there we go. That makes sense. That's not, I like that. It's different. We'll use it for a week and let you know my thoughts if we do another one of these or not. Okay, so the last thing then I need is kitty cats. And you know, I love to put a coffee cup on there. So I've got into my big box of kitty stickers, and I found this partial page that has these kind of old-timey, kind of antique-y, vintagey looking kitties. And they're all the ones I have left on the sheet are 4 purple and 4 gray. So these are going on here. I think they're going to match great. I need to resist the urge to put them down here because I need that space for my fact of the days. So, but I can definitely put one in here. I'm thinking if I go ahead and put one, somebody, there we go, sitting there, maybe it'll help hide that little bit where I had to overlap the stickers. Oh, look how perfect that matches. That is so cute. All right, let's put one up here with the coffee that I'm going to use. I have these. These are Recollections. So I probably got these, I'm going to guess at, let's see, Recollections. Those are for sure at Michael's. I was thinking Hobby Lobby, but maybe Michael's. So I picked these because they're nice. They're old-timey, but they're also opaque. Now they are 3D, but I've showed you that for 3D stickers before, it's just a little piece of foam. So you can take that off and get rid of the 3D part of it. So I want this guy. And there's the lid, but it's got a lid. It's just 2 copies on the same thing. So yeah, let's put that giant coffee cup on there. Why not? There we go. Okay, so I want one more gray and one more purple on this page. Let's put this guy here. And then that's a little tight. I said I wanted one more on there, but maybe not. We'll see. Let's put this guy sitting over top of the to-do list. And this guy waiting on me to get done with my manicure. And I like this guy lounging on the weekend. I need another purple one over here, so let's put this guy. And then I can use up one more, get them all used up. I always put one with meals, but I kind of didn't leave myself enough room, at least not for that one. Oh, that is, I keep forgetting those are my Fact of the Day box spaces. I could put it on there, but then they're pretty close. Oh well, that's okay. I have 2 cats. They hang out. There we go. This was a long one. We'll see how long it is by the time I get done editing, but let me show you how I'm going to put this in my planner. So for this side, I know I'm not going to use this. I know that's not going to become a spread, but I might want to Frankenplan again. Because I have like I said, I'm going to do a road trip spread on this day. So for now, I'm just going to put these 2 pages in my planner separately. And then once I decide what I'm doing on the 16th, I can decide if I need to Frankenplan together or not. For this side, however, I definitely need to turn from this spread that goes to the 8th to this spread that starts on the 9th. So I'm going to go all the way around this page with some tape runner, even in between the punches. I'm going to actually line up around the outer edge of the page so that if I'm off by a little bit, it's hidden deep in within the discs. And then I can repunch if it's off and there's any resistance. So with blackout, that is an exception. There we go. There is my blackout style spread using those wonderful paper florals from Calcifur with the colored background, coordinating my pinks and my greens, or my lilacs and my greens. I hope you like this video. I hope it may not be this specific thing with all the florals, and the cats may not be your cup of tea, but I hope it shows you ways that you can use other than just a solid black piece of paper to do a blackout style spread. If you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you.